Folks, welcome to KNS Jam Sessions here on KNSJ 89.1 FM and KNSJ.org. You can also check us out at notesfromtheu.com. Again, that's notesfromtheletteru.com. But today, I'm excited. I'm privileged to have Miss Anna Daines. Miss Anna Daines, welcome to KNS Jam Sessions. How are you doing today?
Thank you so much for having me. I'm doing fantastic.
I'm goofy because I'm just like, this is Anna Daines. People don't understand that. Number one, I don't get to meet too many Danes, but I get to meet Anna Daines. Anna Daines, tell us a little bit about you, where you're from, and just your I guess journey onto this new album that you have coming out.
Well, where I'm from locally is down the street.
Oh, okay.
We're currently in La Jolla, and I live in coastal San Diego in Solana Beach. But my journey to Solana Beach was a long one, all the way from the Baltic coast in Europe, in Poland. That's where I was born. That's where I grew up.
Wow.
And then my journey took me to Sweden, from Sweden to Canada, where I completed school and law school and worked for a while, and eventually ended up here, actually in La Jolla, where I got married at Windansea Beach, right here behind us.
Beautiful, yes. Yes, I live in Windansea.
Windansea, that's
Yes,
where we are.
yes.
So, yeah, that's funny that we're here today.
Circle came back, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Fair enough. I would say, now that you're here, this is a beautiful facility. I mean, Alma Audio, and here at almaaudio.com, if you guys don't know, 5759 La Jolla Boulevard. Come check it for yourself. When I come and bring artists here to Alma, and I'm just saying just for you, what do you see when you see this?
It's beautiful, and it sounds even more beautiful. I've had the chance to hear some of this equipment here last week, and it kind of blows you away what's possible if you have the good stuff, and that's what they have here.
And the thing is, a lot of artists you never hear yourselves on these type of speakers. I mean,
No.
we hear it through our other beat headsets and things we think we got, but hearing it through the highest end that you can put, to me, get unless you're getting a space shuttle one. I don't know what else is better. This is great product, and to get a chance to hear your record here, I'm really excited about to see what you're going to hear about it.
Yes, like I said, I got to hear a little bit of what is possible here last week, and it's about the depth of the sound that you will never experience in your little earbuds or on your Bose. It's just impossible. This is amazing.
Miss Daines, these speakers don't mean anything until they can hear your sound. So I want to know a little bit about Miss Daines. But my name is Dane, okay? I want to know, where did you get this name Dane? Daines, I should say. Excuse me.
Danes. Well, back to Poland. I was born with a different name. I was Olga Anna Dmochowska, and when I became an attorney in Canada, I kind of got tired of explaining to judges how to spell my name and where I'm from, as if I could not speak English. And spoke to a judge about it one day in chambers, and he suggested that I simply go and legally change it, and it will simplify my life. And it did overnight. I chose Danes because I was born in Gdańsk, which was a Danish settlement. Wow. And I just switched my middle name with my first, and my life did just miraculously expand.
Changed, huh?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, yeah, and it's funny. I'm just going to add to my element. I said, Mom, where did you get my name from? And she said she got it from the Thornbirds. I guess it's the old book and novel story,
right,
and the name of the priest's son was Dane. And then he drowned or something. Like, thanks, Mom. I know what's going to happen to me. I appreciate you.
It's a classic name.
Thank you.
It's strong.
Danish I am.
Yeah, well.
Guess who's coming to dinner? Check that. But it doesn't matter there. I would say I appreciate to know that you've had that journey, that some people don't understand going from changing your name, let alone, being a new character. But what makes me just give me a little giggles, you just said you are the singing attorney. Is that what you're telling me? You're the singing law practicer.
Absolutely. That's exactly where it started. I've had so much change in my life that changing my name was no big deal. Actually having 3 immigrations in my life so far, changing careers, nothing really surprises me anymore, and you just kind of roll with it and thrive.
Well, I guess you do. I mean, you're not going for presidency? I mean, please, somebody. Option. But that's just me. I'm I'm not political, but I'm just saying you have that kind of drive, do you? Or that's not what you want?
I do have a lot of drive, and the more I drive, the more I discover is possible. And I had a little time to myself, so I went to Staples. I got one of those big trifold stand-up boards, and I created my vision board for what's to come.
Yes.
Because surprisingly, it does happen when you really see it, especially in a photograph in front of you on a daily basis, and you start to own it, you start to live it, you start to talk it. That's what's worked for me all this time.
Interesting.
And it was also, I mean, honestly, a survival mechanism. Having gone through so much immigration, so much change, I had to learn new languages. You have to find your own way to kind of navigate those waves. And so being calm on the inside and having a focus point, that's always been the key for me.
I like this Danes. I'm telling you, Dane. If people don't remember that old rapper. And Miss Danes, and the reason I bring that up is that I noticed I was watching some show and how your brain gets rewired based on, I mean, for people to know 2 and 3 languages and still be able to sing, your sound is incredible based on you having sounds that we don't normally use. Like, obviously, I'm not in Poland, so there's some certain sounds that I probably sound funny trying to pronounce, like I'm sure any other language.
Yeah.
So for you, how did you really start to become singing, and what groups inspired you?
So music came into my life in Poland during the disco era. I grew up very happy dancing to ABBA and Boney M and all that wonderful stuff. My dad was a huge opera fan and Streisand fan, and that's what we would listen to on Sunday morning. So I had a very eclectic upbringing musically. Never really sang till I moved to Canada and sang in a church choir for about a year. And actually, that was when I was about 10 years old and got to meet the Pope when he came to Canada and sing for him. But that was my only musical experience. And then everything just kind of went stagnant for decades till I was 43 years old. So just 3-4 years ago, I was taking my 7-year-old to her music lesson in Encinitas at California Music Studios. And she told me in the car that she was bored of singing, didn't want to do it again, and that was that. But of course, being practical, I said, no, you're going because it's paid for. Too bad, so sad.
I love you, Mom. You're the best.
Well, and as I always tell the story, we got there, and of course, she still refused to sing, folded her arms in the corner of the room, and said, it's your turn if you want it. And the teacher said, if you want to try, go ahead. And I did, and it really, it came at the right time in my life. I started singing beautiful American songbook love songs, and they resonated very deeply inside. My marriage was crumbling. My life was not what it was once, and singing about beautiful things and beautiful emotions just brought me out of that dark place.
Right, exactly. I'm going to ask you this. On this album that you have coming out, what's the name of the album?
It's called Find Your Wings.
All right. Well, I want to go play Find Your Wings here.
Please do.
On KNSJ 89.1. We'll be back to talk more with Anna Danes. Find Your Wings.
Indeed. They're very important. When you feel like you don't fit, you're not understood one bit, find your wings. You can rise above the fray, sing what you can't seem to say, find your wings. When opposing worlds collide, imagine you're the queen of tides, move that moon back into place. If only for your own heart's sake. When you feel like you're alone, look inside your heart, it's home, find your wings. Love surrounds you everywhere, angels see no darkness there, find your wings. When the voice of doubt creeps in, slay the dragon in its den, move that ego into place. If only for your own
heart's sake. Trust that you're made perfectly, endless possibilities, find your wings. Love surrounds you everywhere, angels see no darkness there, find your wings. When opposing worlds collide, imagine you're the queen of tides, move that moon back into place. When the voice of doubt creeps in, slay the dragon in its den, move that ego into place. If only for your own heart's sake.
Folks, we are back. We're with Anna Danes again, just listening to Find Your Wings, and I appreciate that. And I want to say, what inspired you for this particular song?
All my life experience till I wrote that song, because it's about finding your wings, which signify being your authentic self and living life fully and speaking out for what you believe in. That's what that song meant, and I wrote it together with an amazing artist in Los Angeles, Cindy Alexander. She tapped into what I was going after and sat down at the piano, and the words and the chords just started coming together. And it's a beautiful, inspirational melody, and I think it has so much potential to hopefully inspire others, and including my daughter one day when she's walking, just before she walks down the aisle, I see myself singing it to her. No matter what, always find your wings and hold on to them. Hold on to your independence, to your strength. Be your most beautiful self always.
That's going to be the new theme. I'm going to try to promote that. Find Your Wings.
Find your wings.
Sponsored by findyourwings.com. Well, and I'm going to say this. I mean, and now that you've had that chance and opportunity, okay, you found yourself to battle through challenges in your life, obviously, from finding your wings. How did you, and I'm being silly saying this, did you have that, like, Welcome to the Jungle song, something that was making you feel you just need to let that out too sometimes? Or have you just more, let that go and be more of, of the love creation?
You mean from another artist that inspires me?
Yes, from another artist that inspires you.
Yeah, there is a
I don't
song.
want to put it on you.
I can't remember the name of it. It was a hit a couple of years ago. You can be the champion. You can be the best. You can
Right, I got you. Okay, I'll find that for you. Yes.
I love that song. I still listen to it when I'm running on my treadmill.
Uh-oh.
It's incredible. It makes me run so much faster and harder.
Treadmill said, please find my wings. Okay, get her wings, please. My back hurts. Well, I'm going to ask you this. As now that you, obviously lived in La Jolla at one time, and you now live in the North County, I guess, because, we're just too south of 56 now, so terrible over here in San Diego. But seriously, now that you're out there, feeling the vibe out there, which might be a little bit different, unique for its own character, what was the vibe since you've moved out there and made some changes?
The vibe in Solana Beach
Yes.
is laid back.
Yes.
La Jolla is lovely. No wonder they call it the Jewel, because it's very cosmopolitan. There's great culture here, and restaurants. But San Diego's North County is beautiful and kind of wild still in some ways.
Yes, it is.
And the pace is slower, and life is very laid back. There's a lot of flip-flops in my neighborhood.
Of course.
I live in the Cedros Design District area.
Oh,
so
nice.
I'm actually in a great place for what I do.
Right.
I can walk down to the beach, coffee shops, the Belly Up, restaurants, and Cedros is very eclectic, so great galleries and shops and so on.
Right. No, a lot of famous people. I said that Frankie Hedrick, I got you, and Tiana, you know who you are out there. A lot of great sports athletes and music that's been coming out the Solana Beach, Encinitas, and I could say North County area if you want to say. Sprung Monkey, you're out there too. That's my East County people. I'm from Helix, so you already know. But that being said, and give me another song right now that has helped inspire your direction for this album.
Well, there are songs on this album that are actually some standards.
All right.
Half of the album is originals, half is standards.
Right.
And the songs I picked spoke to me, to my heart, what I was going through about a year and a half ago when we were picking them. I was in a very happy place. I was in love for the first time in a long time.
Oh.
But it was a long-distance love. He was in Beverly Hills, I was here. So songs like In the Wee Small Hours of the Morning spoke to me because I was missing him.
Right.
In the wee small hours of the morning, while the whole wide world is fast asleep, you lay awake and think about the boy and never ever think of counting sheep. When your lonely heart has learned its lesson, you'd be his if only he would call. In the wee small hours of the morning, that's the time you miss him most of all.
I'm scared of you. I'm scared. Anybody? I'm scared. Help. 911. Did you guys hear that? She is on fire. What is going on here?
So it was very much love songs, and there were a couple of tongue-in-cheek ones about the demise of my marriage. I had a couple of songs done as a medley. I call it the Revenge Medley.
Uh-oh. Beyonce in there too, huh? Okay, little lemon. Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Everything can't be, I got
There was a
that
bar song about
Okay.
meeting somebody off Tinder in a bar.
What?
Hey, this is life after divorce
What's
in
the
your
name
40s.
of that song? What is the name of that song?
Okay, that one I happen to have written. It's called Mr. OMG.
Well, folks, we're about to play Mr. OMG. We're really going to get to Miss Danes right now. We have just opened up Pandora's box. Mr. OMG it is.
Let's do it.
We'll be right back on KNSJ 89.1 FM. OMG.
You walked into my life one night, sat down next to me, told me all these wondrous things, and then he touched my knee, looked into my eyes so deep, I was falling in. Love was hypnotizing me while he led the dance, high and dry again, high and dry again. Mr. Fast and Furious left me delirious, but I miss him so. Couldn't move an inch that night, heart began to pound. I was in a sensual trap, and there was no way out. Told me he's never felt like this, perfect starry sky. Didn't know a gentle kiss also means goodbye. High and dry again, I'm high and dry again. Mr. Fast and Furious left me curious, now I'm so alone. High and dry again, my heart feels like a stone. Mr. Fast and Furious, I was sure of ghosted me, never told me why. Love had disappointed me, no more feeling high. I lay in bed counting stars, tears began to roll. Heart was pounding with each sigh, I was feeling small. High and dry again, I'm high and dry again. Mr. Fast and Furious left me delirious, now I'm all alone. High and dry again, he's gone but I couldn't care. Mr. Fast and Furious, I was sure of us, but I miss him so. Darn it, I do miss him. Mr. No Good, that's his real name. Hey, what's your name? Yeah? What are you drinking? Ah, the hell with him. He'll be on. Time to go home. Maybe one more drink.
Driving has a rhythm all its own. Don't wreck it with a text. Before you get behind the wheel, silence your phone. Or better yet, designate a texter. For more text-free driving tips, visit stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
I am just excited again. We are with Anna Danes here on Cana's Jam Sessions 89.1 FM. Again, we love local talent. We love to promote it. We're probably the best station in doing that, to be honest with you, promoting local talent, and also giving them an opportunity to just speak a little bit about their album. But let's get back to the nitty gritty. I don't want to go ahead and try to shake off what I was thinking before this break, but OMG, can you tell me what that's supposed to be?
Well, these songs are strongly autobiographical. That's the only place where I know how to write from. So, you know, I am in my mid-40s. When this music was written, I was starting to date again for the first time. So the stories kind of wrote themselves, really. And this was about one such experience off of Tinder.
Uh-oh, Tenderoni. Tenderoni.
Well, as much as I am not infatuated with the app world of dating, it's much better than sitting in a smelly bar. You know, you can be at the beach and you can be swiping with your thumb left or right, having a little fun.
Beach. I'm gonna ask you ever swipe somebody and at the same bar you're at?
No, I don't go to bars much.
Somebody call in. You know what? Call in to me. You know what I'm saying? And answer that question. I have to. I got to give you guys a number because that's weird to me. It's not weird. It's just funny. It's weird is the wrong word. I apologize. Weirdness, but you're funny. But that being said, so you've had some success, obviously, with the OMG.
Yeah. So I guess I swiped him right, and we were a match. And
I hope you swiped him right. You swiped him left. I'm like, man.
was meant to be.
Right.
The relationship did not last very long, just a few short weeks, but it talks about a relationship that very often starts off too strong at the beginning and then burns really fast. And then there's not much left at the end of those 2 short weeks.
I mean,
We've all been there.
yeah.
And it's basically a drinking song, and when you listen to the end, it's really funny. It's tongue-in-cheek, and it's me pretending to be sitting at a bar and talking to the patrons, and someone buying me another drink. Another Mr. OMG.
Oh, okay, okay. See, dating show it is. This is perfect.
And the reason why I did that, because it's kind of it's normal in jazz to do these kinds of songs. Frank did it any which number of ways. Some of his music was bar music, saloon music. So I feel no shame in doing it as a girl. What the
Saloon.
heck? Saloon
She
music.
said saloon. I don't even know what to say. That's funny though, but you know what? It's true. And then we get mad at even the music now. Like I'm at my generation, obviously I'm hearing these songs. I'm like, boy, they're cussing a lot in that back in what is going on? But really, it ain't it's the same.
It's
Booty
the
shake
same.
song
Yeah.
and the girls know all the words. I'm like,
Right.
okay.
Yeah.
But we I guess we love that.
Yes.
I love
Well,
disco.
it's real life. Let's face it.
It's true.
We meet people everywhere, including bars, and sometimes the connection is made online, but ultimately you meet in a public place where you have a cocktail, and stories kind of write themselves.
There they do.
Yeah.
You can write a novel. You can write a novel. Folks, I'm going to tell you, if you have any strange stories, or anybody can call me at 888-844-5227. That's 888-844-5227. I want to know about a strange place in which you guys have met a date. I don't care where, who, what kind, who you like or don't. Just give me a call at that number, and I want to find out some strange stories about that. I will tell you one true story is that we had a show a while back on Notes from the Underground a couple of years ago, and one of the shows these people met playing World of Warcraft. And great. Again, we don't know anything because you're interacting with people and you're talking to them, so I can understand how that can work out.
Yeah.
Okay, so they finally meet and they get together, and their problem with their relationship was they're both playing World of Warcraft. So what you do? Put the computer next to the computer that you're with. I mean, do you kiss every once in a while? I mean, so then the relationship didn't last as strong as it could have because neither of them were. Oh, I like you, but I like you next to me. But we're playing World of Warcraft, and so it became a challenge. But interesting. That's all I have.
And not all relationships are meant to be the long-term, lasting kind. There's different relationships for different reasons in your life, for different points in your life, and that's what this one was. And we're still actually friends. I don't.
Wow, that's right. Right.
Yeah, he lives here in San Diego, and we keep in touch. No harm done.
Well, I'm gonna look at this album right here. No harm done.
Hey, I got a song out of it.
I mean, of course. I don't know. The Black Widow or Anna Dane's here, but I expect no, it's not bad. Don't think Black Widow's not always bad. Sometimes they kill somebody. Well, I will ask you. It's crazy, and so when I do see It's Crazy, what is It's Crazy and the focus behind that song?
This is a standard, and it is a song about love, how it makes us feel a little crazy sometimes. You feel like you're going out of your mind because those feelings can be so intense and overwhelming, and you're not rational, and you're not always thinking rationally, or you're doing stupid things like checking your text messages every 30 seconds.
Right.
I don't know if that's love or obsession, but
Waiting for something to happen, huh?
it's borderline.
That's true.
But it's true that love can take you, the person that you normally are, to a whole new place, good and bad. So
Okay, so it's crazy. All right. Well, folks, we're going to be playing It's Crazy right here on 89.1 FM. It's crazy. We'll be right back. Anna Danes.
You must be crazy when you give your heart away. You must be crazy. That's what all the people say. And I guess that it's true. 'Cause I'm crazy about you. Your world gets hazy. Don't know if it's night or day, you must be crazy. That's what all the people say, and I guess that it's true. 'Cause I'm so crazy about you. Everything seemed fine, then your eyes met mine, and you turned my world around. It's really quite frightening, like thunder and lightning. All you did was look at me, and then you threw the book at me. It's crazy. If you're smart, you'll just give in. You know it's crazy. Even when you lose your win. And I guess that it's true. 'Cause I'm so crazy about you. Seemed fine, then your eyes met mine, and you turned my world around. It's really quite frightening, like thunder and lightning. All you did was look at me, and then you threw the book at me. It's crazy. If you're smart, you'll just give in. You know it's crazy. Even when you lose your win. But as long as it's love, I'm sure where I wanna be. I know that it's true. You're crazy about me. Crazy about me.
We back.
We're back already.
Yes.
Wow, that was short.
What song was that? That was a hit. And I'm gonna ask you a question. What, again, as you say, you've grown up. Now that you've heard songs, groups, or what is your musical influence? Now, I know you said disco before, but your music kind of has a jazzy feel to me as well. Obviously, you said again the saloons. I ain't forget anything else. But is Frank Sinatra been one of your favorite artists to listen to?
Yeah, so I do primarily reside in the jazz world. That's my genre. I am on the standard side of jazz, so definitely Sinatra, Ella Fitzgerald. The more modern names would be Diana Krall, Michael Bublé. That's a little more mainstream.
Right.
But those were also my influences growing up, especially Frank, especially Ella, and Louis Armstrong, and Billie Holiday. I discovered jazz in my 20s when I was working in a little card shop in Ottawa, and the owner was obsessed with jazz music and kept playing the same 5 CDs. That's all we had back then. I'd go home and I'd still have the music in my head. but I couldn't get it out of my head.
Welcome to Vaughn's.
I really wasn't tired of it.
Right.
You know, by the time Monday rolled around, I'd be back in there putting the same 4 discs in the player and going, I can still tolerate this. This is strange.
Wow,
So
amazing.
they really got under my skin.
Fair enough.
Yep.
And I'm just asking a little bit about your moms and pops. What music did they listen to? I mean, I know you said some disco, but what was your dad's favorite or your mom's favorite group or groups?
My dad thought he was an opera singer, but not really.
Okay. I like
So
opera.
he
but I
would
can't
strain
do it.
his voice on those Sunday mornings next to Pavarotti's, and I'd be going, "Oh my God, when is this going to be over?" I was just kidding. Well, not really.
Pops, you tried. You tried, Pops.
My parents listened to a wide array of music, from classical to Barbara Streisand and pop, and a lot of European stuff that would not be well known here.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, Polish, of course, in Poland, you know, there's a whole world of music that we don't know about.
Fair enough, but we need to hear it. So I mean,
But if I was to summarize basically the influence, it was romanticism.
wow.
It was beautiful melodies and romantic songs
Wow.
that makes your heart go.
You should see that face, everybody. I couldn't really show it to you, but it's funny. Yeah, and it should. I mean, the whole point of songs, I remember, like, I mean, I obviously could name a million songs. I mean, Mahogany, for some reason, is, you know, or Do You Know Where You're
Right.
Going? For some reason, it reminds me of when I was a kid and my mom, and that song probably was just out as I was a kid. But it just reminds me of the love, you know what I'm saying? I know it might be weird because I didn't know, but I also sang Mary Jane and didn't know that song either, Rick James. I thought it was just a song of Mary Jane he loved. I didn't know what it was, but either way. But seriously, there's songs that really touch your lives,
Yes.
and I think that, you know, it doesn't matter what genre they want to say. If they can sing or they touch, I seen a guy on, I think it was a European Americans Got Talent or whatever the case is. Looks like, hey, you know, looks like he drives the white van. I ain't mad at nobody, but really blew that opera music, as you're saying,
Right.
away, blew it away,
Yeah.
and to have it touch you has made me love opera. Why I love the Wu-Tang, I think, because they used a lot of opera and a lot of, you know, orchestra music.
Yes.
And then rap over it, but that was the other point. But I love the sound.
Yes.
And you have that sound, though. You know what I'm saying, kind of? I don't know how to explain it. You have that, you know, you have that sound, that popsy sound.
Yes, there's a lot of that.
And the influence, but it's more modern. It's not just that back. You've added the element. I mean, I don't know who are your producers on some of those songs. Like, it's crazy. Who's the producer on that song?
It's Dave Darling. He produced the entire album.
Wow. Okay.
And on my first one, it was Larry White. He is actually based out of San Diego now, but worked a lot in Los Angeles and Vegas and so on, in film and movies, in TV shows.
Wow.
So Larry White has been my mentor now for the last 4 years,
Wow.
and I always remember one of his favorite lines. We try to make the music here so it's like easily digestible protein. And he always told me that, you know, even if you're in jazz, if you're performing in front of an audience that may not be completely familiar with it, keep it simple. Keep the instrumental section short, not too complicated.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I think that's where I kind of fit in. I fit into that standard safe zone of jazz,
Right.
where a lot of people will listen to it and it will resonate with a lot. And perhaps there is a little bit of a pop element brought in.
Right.
So it sounds familiar.
Right. I mean, what is it? Give me a risque song that you've ever liked, and again, it doesn't have to be. I'm saying risque in general.
Yeah.
That would be outside of that comfort that you like, that you would have brought in. Because again, you're an artist.
Yeah.
And so you got a producer.
Well, I'm sure there's something less riskier than this one, but the first one that popped into my head, I love Lauryn Hill.
Okay. There
That
you go.
album that she made years ago.
Right,
Oh,
great.
I wore that one out.
Did you
And
want to
it's-
CD out?
Yes. Oh, I just loved it.
See,
It
it's
has
like being
nothing to
touched.
do with what I grew up with. It has
Right.
nothing to do with culturally with
Right.
where I'm from.
Right.
And yet it resonated.
The sound.
The sound, it just gets in your body.
Right, there you go.
Yeah. It gets in your body.
Hannah Danes has a new album with Dr. Dre coming soon. She thinks I'm playing.
Actually, I've thought of that. I've thought
Yeah.
of making a very cool modern album based on jazz music.
And you know what? And there's a lot of artists out there that that would love to hear you do that. You know what I'm saying? That would help support that. So a lot of those artists, again, if you have any questions, please hit up Anna Danes because she can sing. You know what I'm saying? And you guys might have Insane in the Membrane, I guess, with Cypress Hill.
I remember that one.
Oh, you remember that one too?
Oh,
I like it.
yes.
Anna is ahead of the game then.
I grew up when MTV was starting.
I know, you know what,
You and
Anna,
I
that's
both.
funny. You know, it's
Yeah.
scary, huh? We're at
Videos.
an age. It's true.
What happened to music videos? I missed them.
Where? VH1? What is this? Housewives? Why am I watching teen? Who is this?
Right? It was
Catfish.
entertainment. It was
Right.
music with visuals mixed together, and it was spellbinding. I loved it.
I don't even think they have that anymore.
No, they don't make them anymore unless you have a big budget.
MTV, please come back and make some videos for me. So, Anna, give me one of your poppy songs on this. You know what? I don't even want to talk about this. I want one of your songs on your old album that just resonated with that start of that album. What was the name of that album?
That album is called Longing. It was released in 2013. It's available on iTunes. And that was my first music project. I just decided to go for it after taking, lengthy music lessons. I knew there was the next step, the next stage I wanted to go to, and Larry White again stepped in and offered to produce the album. And that was all standards. 2 of the songs were written by Larry, so they've never been recorded before. And Longing, of course, spoke to the period in my life. I was coming out of that bad marriage and starting to see the light and singing about love and longing for it.
Right. People do long for love, and don't be scared to tell somebody that you like them. You better hurry up and snatch them up. We'll be right back. Anna Danes.
Love it.
This is the sound of salmonella gyrating on your undercooked chicken. And it looks like Mom might be taking it out a little early. Don't let salmonella get funky with your chicken. On average, 1 in 6 Americans will get a foodborne illness this year. So use a thermometer to cook each type of meat to the right temperature. Keep your family safe at foodsafety.gov.
All right, Ms. Danes, we are
Brought
back
to you by
here
the
on
USDA,
KNSJ Jam
HHS, and
Sessions.
the Ad Council.
Again, we're here with Anna Danes. And Anna, we can talk about relationships a little bit. Obviously, your album's based on different circumstances in life. And again, if people want to hear more about our other show, Notes from the Underground, again, that's notesfromtheu.com. We do have those on Mondays and Fridays, but we're going to have Anna on there on a special one day talking about love and relationships. But Anna, I got a question. What do you think women are more aggressive now than they were 10 years ago?
Oh, absolutely, no doubt.
Okay.
You're talking about women slightly younger than me. I'm 47.
Okay.
Yeah.
You just said slightly younger.
Slightly.
But are you more aggressive now
millennials.
then?
No.
Interesting.
I turned a corner. I thought I could do it a few years ago when I became single. It completely backfired. I didn't feel comfortable, first of all, in my own skin doing that. The roles have not reversed, in my opinion. I think just the times have made them look like they have, but they haven't. We are who we are,
Right.
Men are hunters and gatherers, and they like to seek out the women and have a challenge, I suppose. I think it's just natural.
But you do agree that women are more aggressive, you
Oh,
saying?
yeah. Yeah.
Man, that was pretty quick. You didn't even leave a...
They are. They are.
So, yes, true. Interesting.
And they make it, well, I
But
might be criticizing here because I'm a mom and this is what I would tell my daughter. Have the guy seek you out a little. I think it just, the challenge is more fulfilling that way for the man and for the woman, I think, to be sought out a little.
Interesting.
And courted a little bit the old-fashioned way because it does work.
And to be fair, I mean, technology's here. You're right. You can swipe left and right, but you swipe to hope to get that's a little aggression. Mm-hmm. And aggressive doesn't have to be bad. I think people take it wrong, I guess, when I use the word. I want to say aggression. Football, you're like, get aggressive,
Yeah.
But aggressive means that the women that I've talked to, percentage says they don't need a man, they want him. So that thought process is a little bit different, where it's not about, they want comfort and love, but they, again, it's not me. Please, women, don't call me up and say, dang, you're wrong. I'm different. Okay, that's fine. I'm just saying what the percentage of women that told me was that they don't need a man, they want him because they still want that love. And independent women have told me they need love too every now and then as well. So
Sure.
there's nothing wrong with the courtship, I think, on the woman's side, in my opinion.
I I agree. And yeah, you're absolutely right. Women don't need it. Nobody needs it, but we all want it at the end of the day, and we'll do almost anything for it at the end of the day, too.
Right, right,
You
right.
know?
But all of us. I mean, man, listen, you have an album about craziness, OMGs, and love. And the bottom line is those are stories in which people can say they all have been through them. They've been through these things. We've been crazy for people. Have you ever liked somebody that you didn't think you would like?
Oh, absolutely.
Isn't that weird?
Yes.
Why do I like this girl? You know,
Or sometimes it's because they don't reciprocate. You want to have them like you even more. Like, what's wrong with this situation?
right. I mean, but then people might think funny of you, like, hey, you might just not like me as a girl. I'm like, no, listen, I like women. Okay, I'm lesbian too. Okay, to each his own. But no, but you're right. It's weird in life and having those stories to tell. It's funny that we have to go through them, but it's part of life. It's exciting.
It's the fabric of our lives. Relationships are, and the romantic ones seem to have a certain sparkle to them that the other ones may not on a daily basis. But love is love, and I discovered recently through some recent ordeals that there's love around us everywhere, including social media. You know, I had a recent breast cancer diagnosis, and I came out on social media about it. I wasn't sure how I was going to respond to the diagnosis, but I put it out there. I said the facts. I said how I felt. And I had an outpouring of love from people.
Of course.
And some of them really complete strangers to me. I was very deeply touched by the support, the affection,
Right.
the offers of help from people I don't even know.
Right.
And it made me feel like I was loved in a real way. And
Right.
that is true.
Right.
I was.
Right.
It's not romantic, but it exists and it's everywhere. And I think a lot of us take it for granted.
True. We do. We don't appreciate our friends sometimes until
No.
they're gone, and then we all gather when we need to gather early. And I say that all the time when we lose friends and family all the time, people going through that, but we don't appreciate it until it happens to somebody we know. So that's where this music comes in, and that's where the comedy and laughter come in, where this emotion that people feel makes you have to go sing harder, faster,
Yes,
and stronger,
absolutely.
knowing that there are people out there that are listening to your story. Your challenge. And then the other part of this silliness is we beat our own selves up.
Yes.
You know, some things that are not, oops, nothing. What happened? Really? You know what I'm saying? You made me go and, I think Queen Latifah had a movie, The Last Day or whatever,
Yeah.
But again, it makes you appreciate the love. It makes you appreciate the life and
And
your
everything.
family,
Absolutely. Friends and family are gold. I always say they really are. And if you have a life partner on top of all of that,
Right.
then you really are golden.
Talk to them.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you this. I'm again, if I'm wrong saying this, I'm just asking questions. What makes Anna Danes not happy? What's made you mad in a relationship? What seems to be the challenge when you did have to deal with these singleness at that time with these people?
These people. Let's call them these people.
Right, yeah.
When they're not reliable.
Right. Well, okay. Reliability. Okay.
But more than that, in any relationship, I think you have to be seen and heard and respected.
True.
That's the foundation. If you're none of those, then you kind of don't exist to the other person.
So do you yell at them?
There's nothing you can do. Either they see you or they don't.
That's true. My mom always said one thing. My mom always told me, I ain't like
Yeah.
that, but my mom said that sometimes it's right in front of you. And
Right.
sometimes you look all the way around. There's a lot of movies like that, but yeah, they're in front of you. But I got a song that I want to know.
Uh-oh.
Well, I will wait for you. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, at this time again, you're going to wait for this person that you're caring about. And you wait for him. So let me know a little bit about that, though. I mean, I'm just going by the words.
Yeah, why that song is on the album is it just goes along with the theme of, being in a long distance relationship and caring about someone and waiting for them. I will wait for you. This song is from the 1940s.
Wow.
It was from an old movie, The Umbrellas of Cherbourg. It's written by Mr. Michel Legrand. It's grand in its romanticism. The words kind of say it all. I will wait for you. For 1,000 summers I will wait for you, till you're back beside me, till I'm holding you, and forevermore I will wait for you. So who does that anymore? I just had to put that out there.
Girl, I'm waiting right in the car, okay?
You know,
I'll
we're
wait till you
used
get the
to
sandwich.
we're used to disposable relationships, or we're used to getting our ways, or going back on Tinder when things go sour for a week. Really? How about sacrifice? How about wait? How about believe in something and stick with it for the long term? That's what our grandparents did,
They did stick for the long term.
right?
Even when they were tired of me. See, Anna makes me say, like, our grandparents, my grandma, like, here comes my baby.
I love it.
40 years later, here comes my baby.
But she still sang it. That's what mattered.
Here comes my man. Here comes my man.
And I'm not saying it's the same kind of
Thanks, Tinder.
grandiose romance after 40 years, but it can actually go even deeper on a different level.
That's true. Well, we're going to learn something here, and I will wait for you, and I hope you wait for us when we come back on Candace J 89.1 FM. I'm going to wait for you. We need love.
If it takes forever, I will wait for you for 1,000 summers. I will wait for you till you're back beside me, till I'm holding you, till I hear you sigh here in my arms. Anywhere you wander, anywhere you go, every day remember how I love you so. In your heart, believe, but in my heart,
We're back here on Candace J 89.1 here with Anna Danes. Seriously, I appreciate your time here today and just coming in and checking us out, being here at Alma Audio. Nice and cool in here compared to, the humidity and the heat a little bit out there in
Yes.
San Diego today. But
It's lovely to be here. Thank you for having me.
no problem. Love these pictures. Who took these pictures on here?
Hollywood photographer Tamia Eagles. She's done a lot of shoots with me. She's wonderful. She does a lot of music photography. So some of the pictures were taken at Lucky Strike bowling lanes in Hollywood, and some of the
What?
ones inside are at Capitol Studios where we recorded the album.
Wow, Capitol Studios. Thank you. This is excellent. So you got the little red in there.
Yes, little
Okay.
Dolce Gabbana.
Oh man, I'm
I'm
scared.
a bit of a fashionista, I have to admit it.
Hey,
Whatever gets you through the day, right?
yeah, men appreciate fashion. We do. We appreciate fashion. My silly thing is, though, I don't understand why women look for the tightest, most expensive shoes they can find and then complain all night that their feet hurt.
No, I don't
Who's
do
dumb?
that.
Girl, put some Nike pumps on. You put some Jordans on. We
With
love
that
you still.
dress? Yeah, I don't know
Oh,
about
that's
the
true.
look.
That's true. That might be because of the dress. Do you wear heels that good? I mean, is it a...
I do, and I've learned to perform in them too. I just pick the right ones that I go to repeatedly. I feel better in heels on stage.
Outstanding. Now, you probably look good in heels.
Well,
The
yeah.
guys say heels is, we
Little
don't like
extra
them.
4 inches, that always helps with the long gown especially. I do a lot of gowns. I do a lot of sequins. That's kind of my shtick.
Okay.
And it comes very naturally. I grew up with a fashionista of a grandmother who taught me to sew. There were always fabrics everywhere
Right.
and jewelry collections that my mom had, costume jewelry. I just grew up looking at sparkly and pretty things, and I like to
Right.
wear them.
No, my mom, it's funny that you said it. My mom used to go to Yard to City or Yard Town. I mean, just,
Yep.
and again, she loved to make clothes at the time. I mean, we'd go buy them, obviously, too, but just that craft, though, is not as, as smooth as it used to be, I think, in my opinion.
No, because all a lot of performers are doing, I'm generalizing, of course, forgive me. But when you look at the mainstream stuff, they're selling labels and they're selling sex. So it's not so much about the craft. It's not about the couture, except with some performers. And it's taken on a whole new meaning, clothing has, I think, as far as a form of expression.
Okay, fair enough.
I like the old school elegance.
I like elegance too. Yeah. Yeah, I want to look like 007. Okay.
There you go.
think I don't want to look smooth and suave? But I got $5 today. Something would look like TJ Maxx.
I like TJ Maxx too.
Oh, there it goes. Sponsored by TJ Maxx.
And Marshalls.
Marshalls. There you go. And Ross. But folks, then that being said, the three little words that she was telling me earlier on her album that I want us to hear as we close in on the end of this chapter of this conversation is "I love you."
It's the last song on the album. Yeah, I love you. And the original title was Three Little Words. But my producer said no to Three Little Words because Nat King Cole, you know, that guy,
Oh yeah, who's that?
wrote a
I
song
don't know about it.
by that title. And I'm like, wow, I picked a good one.
Yeah, you did.
And it actually has a bit of the flavor of Nat's music. Sounds like something from that era.
Yeah, you look like something from that era. I mean, this is like, wow. I'm just looking at this picture again. I'm gonna have to post this up before I get sued, but we're gonna send this out here. But "I love you" really just resonates at the end of this conversation today. Is what it's all about. I love you, Dane. You know, it's hard, huh?
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah.
When you say you love somebody, it's
Yes.
tough. But when you love them, you love them.
You love him. And this song was written from the heart at a point in a recent relationship that lasted a long while. At a point where those words hadn't been spoken yet.
Right.
And I was so waiting for them for so long, and I had to write a song about it. And that's what I've learned recently is when you don't know where to go with feelings, go write a song or go write a poem, do something.
Right.
Or write in your journal, maybe the one day that will be a song. And it took just an afternoon sitting at the Belly Up, actually having lunch. Maybe it was the location that inspired me. But three little words stuck in my head, three little words that haven't been said. Oh, how I long to hear them from you. Oh, how I wonder what I would do. I would dance in the middle of the floor. I would grin like I never have before. There'd be bubbles of champagne swirling around in my brain. There'd be stars in my eyes, a faint look of surprise as you whisper, I love you. And so on and so on.
I love you too, guys. Dang. I love you. See, I love now. I love. I'm going to tell you, I'm loving you. Where can we find you, and where will your album be released?
My album will be released, I think the date is getting pushed a little bit, in early October, and it will be on iTunes. The first one is already there. I can be heard here live in San Diego at my own jazz showcase called Jazz on Cedros, which is a monthly event in Solana Beach at Caruth Cellars, San Diego's biggest urban winery. Wow. And we pack the house. It's a lot of fun. And what I do is I produce the event and I MC it. I invite different talent and musicians from around the area. And so we always have an interesting, unique show. And I am the common thread, so I get to sing also.
Exactly.
But I perform also at charity and corporate and private events around town and branching out into LA and Orange County areas.
We're going worldwide with this. Where can we find you? You got email, Facebook? Where can people find your new fans? What are you?
So my website, AnnaDanes.com, and of course Facebook, Anna Danes Official, and Instagram, Pinterest, and Twitter, and all the usual places.
She said you can send me 150 places, including Twitter, Tenderoni, and Facebook.
But Facebook is my favorite because I speak for myself on Facebook. I speak for myself in all of my social media. I really believe in that. If you're an artist, you have to write the posts. Otherwise, it's not your voice and it's not your message. So Facebook is my daily go-to where I update shows and events and post pictures from my life and all those glamorous ones, too, because I have a few of those.
Yeah, glamour. Glamour, folks. Anna Danes Glamour. Glamour.com. And I'm also saying, again, thank you here. And we're actually trying to set up, again, one of your showcases here at Alma Audio, right, and along with KNSJ. So
And here we are. We're at the epicenter of beautiful acoustics for probably all of San Diego, as far as I know, here in La Jolla. And we thought, why not put everything together, all of our eggs in one basket here? What I do in North County and what Alma Audio does here, and create listening parties the old school way, where we get together with friends and fans, sit down in a nice environment, listen to an album, maybe not the whole thing, but the highlights, and then talk about it. And have a glass of wine while doing it, and get to know people sitting next to you on the couch, and then converse afterwards about the music or whatever you like. But have that evening enrich your life and change it, and hopefully make you want to come back to do more and listen to more great music.
Anna, they have to listen to you. Don't make no sense. If it doesn't make dollars, it doesn't make sense. And so we need to make sure that you guys hear Anna. But Anna Danes it is. Anna Danes here in beautiful La Jolla and Alma Audio. Anna, one more time, where can they find you at?
AnnaDanes.com, and on Facebook, Anna Danes Official.
Anna Danes Official it is, and this is officially going to wrap up this show again on Canis Jam Sessions. Again, Canis Jam Sessions. We support Indian local artists. Love Anna Danes and her jazz. Her new album that'll be coming out. It says Find Your Wings, and remember, do find your wings. Have one love for everybody else out there, and watch out for tenderonis. Watch out for the tenderonis. It is.
And the bumbles.
I forgot the bumblebee. Your bumble something.
And those cupids, too.
She got bumbles and cupids. She's on all kinds of apps. We will be back, folks.
I didn't say I did.
Oh, well, I hear you. That's true. She might not be. You guys soon. Thank you, Anna.
Thank you so much for having me.
And the only heart I own for you and you alone. That's all. That's all.
I can only give you country walks in springtime and a hand to hold when leaves begin to fall, and a love whose burning light will warm the winter night. That's all.
That's all. There are those, I am sure, who have told you they would give you the world for a toy. All I have are these arms to enfold you, and their love time could never destroy.
If you're wondering what I'm asking in return, dear, you'll be glad to know that my demands are small. Say it's me that you adore, for now and evermore. That's all. That's all.
Who have told you they would give you the world for a toy. All I have are these arms to
destroy.
If you're wondering what I'm asking in return, dear,
You'll be glad to know that my demands are small.
say it's me that you'll adore.
For now and evermore.
That's all.
That's all.
That's all.